welcome back to the Star Wars Minute. It's the daily podcast where we analyze, scrutinize, and celebrate the Star Wars movies 1 minute at a time. I'm Pete the Retailer from PeteTheRetailer.com.
I'm Alex Robinson from AlexRobinson.fun.
And I'm Jordan D. White, C-3PO fan.
Welcome back, Jordan. Yes,
Thank you.
and I know the. Is that the last time we were both at Celebration? I think, or the first time we were both at Celebration might have been the same thing. But we were kind of talking, and then we both went our separate ways, walked around the dealer's floor, and turns out we both bought the same C-3PO shirt. And it was awesome.
You guys were twins.
I can't remember if that was the first, because I think we've been at two together. I think we both went to the Anaheim one and wasn't.
Yeah, Orlando.
Did we both go to both of those? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think so. You guys didn't make it to London though, right?
We did.
You did?
Yeah.
Well, then we might have been at three together.
Well, we weren't
London
together at that one, technically.
London just like earlier this year?
No, I meant the time before.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
Sorry.
That we didn't do.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did London just this most recent one. Where were you,
Gotcha.
huh? Mr. X-Men.
Waiting for an X-Men convention.
It's like the Battle of Crate all over again.
I would totally let Creation or whoever, not Creation, Reed, who's in charge of this now. I would totally go to an X-Men convention. Just saying. If it was just specifically X-Men, like it was like not even a comics, this is just an X-Men, straight up X-Men convention. I'd go to that.
All right.
Sounds like a fun thing.
Get on it.
In the meantime, while we're waiting for that, let's talk about minute 54 of Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. 54 starts with Rey saying something's not right about all of this. And then it ends with Rey running to the top of the stairs at the sound of an incoming Star Destroyer. It's like it's Christmas, and she hears up on a rooftop reindeer pause.
Pause?
Oh, P-A-W-S.
Pause. Reindeer, pause. Okay. Restart.
It's a period of Civil War.
Yeah.
So she has a bad feeling because she remembers suddenly where she's seen Ochi.
Yeah.
Ochi
of Bastoon.
Not Speeder.
Of the
Spaceship
Bastoon
before.
Ochis.
Yes. That it was the same ship that they showed flying away, leaving her behind on Jakku. And it is the same ship. Like we saw it in Force Awakens. This is the same design and everything. So that's a fun little thing that they were paying attention to. I mean, of course they were. It was the same director, but they are.
Right. It's a cool payoff in that. Like, I like that it's not. I mean, I like that we don't immediately see it and be like, oh, that's the ship from my dreams. It's like, I like that we see it. It gets to be a plot point of its own. And she's like, wait a minute. Something familiar about all this. And then it is a little weird that she like just remembers it now. It seems awkwardly shoehorned into this moment, but I do like that it's like she comes back, she sees it, she's like, wait, and then it comes back to her later.
It was that she oiled the wheel and there was like oil, and that led her to think, no, I can't follow the chain of thought. I don't understand how it works.
The wheel reminded her of the engines of the ship taking off. She saw that round circle and was like, oh my gosh. Is she using a force power, or is this just good old human memory here?
Force remember?
Well, like, no, is she like sensing, is she like, because we'll see later on she can sense Chewbacca from a while away, and like
except after he dies, she couldn't sense him at that point.
Right, she couldn't sense him then. But now in this minute, she couldn't. She
not this minute.
Can sense him, right?
It's tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but Ochi's ship, we think this is she's just uncovering
remembering
memories.
Yeah.
This isn't like she's not sensing their auras here or anything like that.
No, Ochi's ship has been kind of like stuck in her teeth for the last, however many minutes it's been.
Probably like 8.
Yeah. And so she was like, oh, wait a minute. I know that.
Yeah.
How long was it there? I mean, he was reduced to bones, and she was a kid when he got taken. When she, you know what I mean? When he left her there.
Yeah.
so probably like 10 years. It's pretty astonishing that his ship just sat there for 10 years. Not only sat there for 10 years, but sat there for 10 years in such a way that like people talked about it. People were like they were like, is his ship still around? Yeah, it's out in the desert.
The old Ochi place. Stay away from the old Ochi place.
Right.
And then they just fly it.
Haunted.
Like they just fly it. Like they didn't come with tools. They just got in that ship and flew away. So how did no one steal it before now?
I think it's like one of those bicycles that people would just take and then just leave it there when they were done. You know, they would fly, go on a mission, and then just come back and leave it, and someone else can do it next time. So it's really like communal
spaceship.
Property.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And so they stole it. Now they've ruined a community.
Yeah, especially the fact that
they ruined like an art installation. Everybody was like, because they were all at the festival thing, and they're like, "Oh, check it out! It's like Carhenge or something." It's like somebody just went to Carhenge and like drove one of them away.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, I guess they do talk about them living like a really austere life. So maybe it went between festivals. So maybe they are like a ship. Why we don't need a ship? Why would we need a ship?
They're too busy practicing their dances and making delectable sweets and
putting
important stuff in life. Who cares? Why would you want to leave that planet if that's what you're into? That's what I'm into.
But before they could really talk about this, the real reason I'm here happens, which is C-3PO's red eyes light up and he starts spewing some information. Yeah. Now, this is the time I want to talk about this, right?
Okay.
Sure.
On the floor.
They showed
Go ahead.
us.
Say what you want to say. Go ahead.
Absolutely. They showed us the red eyes in the trailer, right? Mm-hmm. This is what I'm expecting from C-3PO having this traumatic thing done to him. I am expecting that for the rest of this film, he is going to have red eyes and talk in a different voice. Like he is a legitimately different person. Like it isn't C-3PO anymore.
Yeah.
So the fact that goes away after like 15 seconds or something, and we go back to the same C-3PO we had, as we mentioned, earlier in the saga when they just wiped his memory and he went, I'm still C-3PO, don't worry about it. Hi, I'm still me. I'm exactly the same. I just don't remember the details of everything. Ha ha ha. I was like, that's such a disappointment. And again, that's aside from, spoiler, him getting all his freaking memories back later in the movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He didn't really go away. He just doesn't quite know the speed of things in this moment. Right. And the fact that this is literally the second death fake out they've done in, you guys are watching it, what, 10 minutes?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's bananas. I love C-3PO. You know I love C-3PO. I think they should have killed him. I think that as cute as all the bits are, they're very cute, and I love C-3PO, so I love the cute bits. But like story-wise, I think they should have killed him. It would have been really painful, which is a good story to tell. I'm disappointed that they pretended they were going to kill C-3PO and didn't.
I have two things. One is it's playing with your expectations. It knows that you're expecting that could be a thing, and is playing with that. It knows that you're saying, okay, I'm walking into the last movie of a saga. They've killed Han Solo. They're probably going to kill some more people, and then that uses that to kind of undermine that. You know, it's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, oh, I guess they did kill Chewbacca. Oh no, they didn't. Oh, I guess they did kill. No, I guess they didn't. Like it keeps, yeah,
but that's exactly it. It's this. I appreciate flipping expectations. Again, that's half of what I liked about Last Jedi, that it very much flips your expectations. But I feel like if you're going to do that, you have to do it in a way that feels clever and earned, not just you thought I did it, but I didn't. Like, and that's how simple it is. The Chewbacca one especially is very egregious, where it's like, he's on that ship, boom. Oh, I guess he wasn't. Okay, great. And then this one, I mean, again, having watched it before, seeing it again, they do throw in the line. Doesn't R2 back up your memory? Yeah. And he's like, yeah, right. Like, if you trust that, and I don't.
So side note to this is nobody is taking this seriously except for C-3PO and John Williams, basically. Like they're the only ones who think that this is for real happening. Everybody else is like, shut up. Like why? Like even when he boots back up, they're like, what? Poe is like, why is he doing this? Like they're like the only people who are taking it seriously in the whole scope of the movie. C-3PO and John Williams. C-3PO, John Williams is adding a very dramatic, like, I'm looking at...
J.J. Abrams is the director of the movie. He wouldn't be like, oh, you just took my comedy scene and you put a bunch of strings behind it. You can't just say, anyway, okay. Yeah.
But that's weird. But, you're 100% right, Alex, but that's what makes it so strange. That JJ is making a movie where he's going, these people believe it, and these people just don't care that their friend just lost everything that makes him himself, except then sort of doesn't. It's weird. It's weird because it
is weird.
It undermines itself.
I like that.
Okay.
What you said before about 3PO dying, it reminds me of how in Return of the Jedi, Harrison Ford, at least, and possibly other people, wanted Han to die because it would give the movie stakes. Like, oh my gosh, they're really going to kill some of these characters off. But George Lucas was like, no one's dying in this film. But it's a similar type of thing where this seems like 3PO would be the kind of perfect character to just kind of kill off, just so people will be like, whoa. They really could start killing off characters in this thing. But
I guess
mostly,
the only reason not to is if you're sitting there going, we actually are going to make episode 10. Because if you make episode 10, you really got to get R2 and 3PO in there.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, but also, sorry, go ahead, Pete.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I too totally agree that I feel like this evil 3PO thing is a great tantalizing thing, which they just kind of like, okay. And I like, new memory C-3PO. I think he has some really funny bits.
Absolutely. So
it's not so much that I don't like that, but just this interesting glimpse of what a kind of evil C-3PO would or whatever, whether this is his personality or not. It's such a fun thing that I feel like they had a lot of potential, and they just kind of, okay, let's just move on with it. So.
Along those lines, that's what I was going to say, is that we talked about this, I think, last week when this whole kind of plot device started to come together. They missed an opportunity in that Anthony Daniels isn't going to be willing to do this forever, never mind around forever. Yeah. Here's a perfect in-story opportunity. It's the plot device of the movie for you to reboot C-3PO, and so why not bring him back as a different actor? Here's your chance. Like get a 22-year-old, mime who's got a, different voice. Don't try to play it off. Don't have him do a C-3PO impersonation, but all right, we rebooted C-3PO and now he talks like this.
And he does cartwheels and dancing. And
yeah, exactly. No, that's the old C-3PO. He does. You've seen the Muppet Show.
Yes.
But like, perfect opportunity, reboot him, and then you've got to just like they kind of. But I was about to say Junus, but people have taken us to task, I think, on our pronunciation of that. We're not Scandinavian, so we don't.
Is it Eunice?
But Eunice, I don't know. Eunice the Untouchable, but the way they fairly seamlessly put in a new Chewbacca, because Chewbacca's going to be around for a while. C-3PO can still be around for forever. Why not take this opportunity to give him a slightly different? Now put the other guy in there.
Well, also the person doing the voice would probably get someone famous to do the voice, and then just have
no. You want to get somebody. You want to get an unknown that you can lock into lifelong servitude as C-3PO.
Well, the body will be that way, but that's too big of an opportunity.
You don't want to walk into a thing to being like, well, now we can't afford Timothy Chalamet to be.
Is Golden Tony in the suit in this?
I think most of the time.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I can't imagine it's a fun time.
I was wondering, he does do the voice. It is Anthony Daniels doing the evil C-3PO voice, according to Matt
they've just like lowered it, right?
Oh,
but even his accent sounds different than it's all. I thought maybe they got someone else to do a.
I really like that base program voice. That is kind of like.
Yes. I mean, it's just like Alex said. I don't. It's not that I don't like the funny bits, because they're funny, they're good bits, but the idea of this, even if they kept the same switcheroo at the end where R2 has the memory, imagine a version where he's walking around as that red-eyed, low-voiced 3PO for this whole in between. it doesn't feel like C-3PO, so it feels like something happened. Whereas now it's like, no, that's still C-3PO. He just doesn't know what's going on. And honestly, is that all that different?
Right, yeah. He doesn't normally know what's going on.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, this could have been like their buddy love, or Steve Urkel's suave counterpart.
Oh yeah, Stefan Urkel.
There you go.
Yeah, this could have been like that. And it's cool. But also, this was in the trailer, and you're like, "Ooh, is he going to be evil in this movie?" And of course
Nope.
they. But I think the problem is if he had his eyes red, people would not recognize him throughout the movie. So they had to keep him. Their
Probably didn't
colors.
recognize him because of the red eyes.
Right. I mean, it comes down to like what you said, Pete. Like I do appreciate subverting expectations. I just feel like there's a difference between subverting expectations and just not doing the thing people think you're going to do. Like it's just too clunky for me. Both of these death fake outs. They're just, we did it. No, we didn't. Like just that simple.
Right. I'm really glad. Again, much like the Emperor thing, I'm of the camp that I'm really glad that they get reversed pretty much instantly, because it's like I don't want to go through a whole thing of like, I know they're gonna bring it back, so why string me along? Just turn it back around immediately. Great. Okay, good. Yes,
the
I know.
Chewie
I know
one
Chewbacca
is way more upsetting than the 3PO one. Even though I like 3PO more, like the Chewie one, because it really, you think Rey murdered him, and it's like so upsetting, and then they're just like psych. Like you said, and that I don't know. Yeah, I can understand saying get it done fast. I just want it to be more clever,
faster and more intense.
Yes, more intense too. Exactly.
Well, less intense.
Oh, right.
One thing I think is funny, no one writes down. No, I hope someone wrote down the directions C-3PO is giving out. They're all just kind of like looking at him, like he's like 7.3447 starboard. And like, did you get it? I didn't get it. Oh no! And then they have to start all over again. So, and he says only
then they
this
have to
blade.
go through the whole menu. It's like to repeat that message, press 1.
You know what? Is that Dio can repeat it? It's just going to repeat it in the stuttering J.J. Abrams voice.
Oh. Right. Good thing she oiled him. Oil can. Only this blade tells, or this 3PO. It took me a while. I had to go look it up because I couldn't understand what he was saying. He says, only this blade tells. And,
it's a weird line. That's why.
Yeah. Well, because he's translating it from the inscription. Yeah. He's not making that up. He's not like, I've read this and he's not summarizing it. He's just straight up reading it. Right?
And yet they don't get the message of the message for a few minutes, I think, right? Like they don't immediately go, oh, so we need the blade. Like that's like literally a side thought that Rey brings up a couple minutes from now. Like, oh, but we need the blade anyway, so I'm going to go look for the blade. It's like, that's the main thing you just learned. Are you going to just go to this moon and just search everywhere? Like that's not going to be effective. You need the blade, clearly. But they don't seem to grasp that yet.
Although taking a step back again, I do love this movie, but also really this is my second or third time saying like, hey, we need something that the Emperor had. Let's check in his room where he died, where we last saw him. Like we had to go through a whole thing about like, finding an Ochi and getting a dagger and doing a thing, and it's like to just like go look in the Emperor's room. Like, look in his sock drawer. That's probably where he kept the wayfinder. Yeah. And that's where they find it.
It did say the vault, like the Imperial vault.
Right.
How many of those are there? I mean, I guess it's a whole Death Star. It's pretty big.
Right.
So did Kylo go there first? Was there 2 wayfinders in there? Or did Kylo get his? No, I know there are 2. But I'm saying, were there 2 in the vault and he went to that vault and got it? Or did he get his somewhere else?
I thought he got his at the beginning of the movie.
Oh, yeah, got it on
the Sith
Darth Vader's house.
What planet was that? Was that on
Mustafar?
On Mustafar.
That was Mustafar?
Yeah. See, I didn't know that either until we started doing this show.
Because all the trees you probably didn't recognize him because all those trees.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
They've done a lot of work lately.
I had no idea. And so are those native Mustafarians?
They're cultists that live there.
Sith cultists.
I forgot their.
Oh,
have you guys? They're all dead now, so it doesn't really matter.
Do you guys watch the Lego Star Wars specials?
I watched the holiday special.
So the Halloween one where they had they set up the
that guy.
So they're all working with him. They're all like the people he hired to run the like hotel or whatever it was, the amusement or casino.
So let me get this straight.
Okay. Every single minute of every Star Wars movie? That can't be.
Sounds crazy. Yeah. So Ochi has a blade, which Palpatine made, that has the directions on where to get the wayfinder on it.
No, honestly, it's dumb. Is the answer.
Oh, why didn't I see that?
Because you're absolutely right. There's a wayfinder in the vault.
In Palpatine's room.
In Palpatine's throne room in the Death Star that is still being built, by the way. Not done being built, but he's like, I'm going to move this there already.
Right. So it's still under construction. Yeah.
Right.
Wait, what?
The Death Star 2 was under construction when it was built.
Oh, yeah.
When it was blown up. So
as soon as he got there, he put his stuff in his, in his drawer.
Got to have my wayfinder with me at all times.
Yeah.
I'm not going to remember the way to Exegol. I've only been there a few times. So... it's not that exactly. It's that he got used to it. He's like, in the old days, I wouldn't have needed this because I just remembered how to get places, but now I rely on it too much.
Yeah.
So that happens. The thing gets blown up. That crash lands onto a planet. I mean, again, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. That crash lands on a planet. Somebody who knows the Wayfinder is there, but
Palpatine.
Doesn't want it. I don't know who. Somebody who knows the Wayfinder's there but doesn't want
like
it.
A ghost or something. So he was like, as a Sith ghost, came back and told somebody.
Yeah, he could have been.
What? Stand over here, draw this thing, take that over to the guy who makes knives.
Why?
Tell him. But so that then he's doing it so that somebody like Kylo Ren can come find him when. Remember, he's like Leon the Games Master. We were talking about that. So he's setting all these traps so that like. The one who's worthy can find him and come join him at his side, essentially.
So, okay. All right, right. So,
or anyone who happened to loot Palpatine's bedroom.
Yeah, people who just randomly happen to look in his sock drawer.
What are the odds? So, okay, hold on. So at the beginning of the movie, when he says to Kylo Ren, I would like for you to kill Rey and then come back here and this will be your fleet and everything will be golden. Is his plan in that moment... If Kylo Ren goes out there, kills Rey, comes back, goes, I've got her, here's her head, like, job done.
Bulio.
He
bulios her.
Does Palpatine then say to him, excellent, now strike me down? And then does he take over Kylo Ren's body somehow? Or is he like, no, like, we're going to be buddies. Like, we're going to hang out together. Like, I'm going to run it, but you're going to be my guy. Like, what?
I think it's closer to the latter. I think it's
so?
Like... Yeah, I think it's
why?
Like, hey,
why does he want a guy?
I'm going to be in charge, but like I'm just a little puppet on a machine here. So can you do me a favor? Just reach that bag of chips right there. Can you grab that, pick that up?
It's like Kylo Ren is like his nurse's aide.
Yeah,
taking care of him and his dotage.
It's all so weird. I don't buy it.
Wheel me into the living room.
Maybe.
Ding 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 ding. He has a little bell to call.
Yeah.
Maybe Palpatine commissioned this blade and then sent a message to Ochi going, I need you to find this little girl, I guess, and bring her to me. And, like, I can't tell you how to get here, but, like, there's this blade that will tell you where you can find a thing, and that thing will tell you how to get here. So, like, maybe Ochi had it because he needed to go get the Wayfinder? Is that maybe right?
I don't know.
Listen, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
All right.
Well, it's not that it doesn't make sense. It's just that it's not explained. That's the beauty of it.
That's
between,
the beauty of Star Wars.
Like, okay, yeah.
Let's say
this is an opportunity.
It's difficult to think of any scenario where this is a logical chain of events, but could be.
It doesn't make as little sense as Luke's plan to get Han back in.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
of
big
course,
one to
like
me,
the Phantom Menace, and Attack of the Clones too. Palpatine loves a complicated plan that depends on very specific things happening to pull off, but it's worked every time.
Works every time.
The big thing, the big one, head slapper to me, watching the Luke plan again when they just released Jedi, was he does all this stuff that culminates in eventually, right? R2 shooting the lightsaber out so he can grab the lightsaber and fight. And I went, why didn't he just walk in with the lightsaber and fight them? Like,
Yeah.
Why doesn't he just keep the lightsaber, walk in and go, give me Han, and they go, no, and he goes, fair enough, lightsaber.
Well, I guess ideally he doesn't want to have to kill a bunch of puppets,
100%, and he gives them that chance.
Yeah. So,
but why then also give them the chance to try to throw you into a pit? Just bring your lightsaber, man. As soon as they start to attack you, you fight them with the lightsaber.
Yeah.
It's just
purely defensively. Just stand there holding the lightsaber. Like, no. Like, no, thank you. Like Dio, but with a lightsaber.
Honestly, he could have done that. He could be like, oh, you're not going to give me Han? Well, I'm going to stand here until you do. And then they keep sending pigs after him, and he's like, nope, didn't work. Sorry.
Or he could mind trick all the aliens to say, go attack Jabba. You want to go attack Jabba. You should go attack Jabba. And then, someone will.
Hey, Jabba said he hated you all, and you all stink. What?
Oh, man.
Anyway.
Hey, that's not this minute.
Hey, I have one more note about shout out to Finn here, because he is stuck in a it's a funny, like, I recognized his tone when Rey starts going into this, continues until tomorrow too. Rey starts going into, she's like, wait a minute, I know that ship. That's the ship that I saw when I was a kid and my parents were abducted. And he's just doubtful but supportive. He's like, are you sure? Like, it's like, I feel like I've had that. I've been in that situation with friends, with my wife maybe, where it's just like, what you're saying, I wouldn't normally believe what you're saying, but I support you in this. If you're sure, are you sure that's the way? Okay, all right. I mean, I support you, but like, really? So shout out to Finn, because it continues until tomorrow too, where it's just like Rey just starts going off into like a fugue state, visions, and he's just like, okay, tell me more. Like, he's a very supportive guy, Finn. I like him.
So when you saw Finn say the thing that he didn't tell Rey something yet, what did you think he was he hadn't told her?
I can't remember.
Not what is it really, because I know what they've said it really is, but I meant like, what did you think it was?
Right.
I can't remember.
I 100% just thought he was in love with her still.
Yeah. I mean, that seems like the most easiest one.
Right. Like, I 1,000,000% thought, no, of course he did. He's regretting that he never told her he loves her. And like, honestly, I thought that all the way through the entire movie, and it wasn't until like them literally saying, no, it was this, that I was like, oh.
But they don't say it in the movie.
No, they don't say it in the movie. Just the creators have said it was that.
Right.
It was that he thinks he also feels the Force, and he does actually also feel the Force.
I like that even though it was the last movie, J.J. Abrams had to throw in another mystery box just for old time's sake. Let me just throw in this unresolved plot thing here. This kid's got something to chew on for the next couple of years.
Right. Where would we be if this movie wasn't so full of like weird kind of challenges to itself, to previous movies, to the way you expect things to go, to way the things you think maybe should go? Where would we be? We'd just be sitting here being like, that part was cool.
Yeah.
Which we kind of do a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's cool parts in here. There's some.
This is also the minute where we hear him speak English. We hear Babu Frick speak English. He says, "Yep, the droid is ready." Right before he turns.
He said a couple of like broken English words before too.
Oh yeah, okay.
So
I didn't hear it, but I heard he dropped an F-bomb on Mando. This is the thing that I heard on the internet.
This is like BB-8's middle finger. This is another little.
Wait, but are you sure that's like Babu Frick? That's just what he calls it. Like when he does something, he's like, "I just dropped an F-bomb." He's like Babu Frick.
Yeah.
A frick. Like when Babu Frick does something cool, he's like, "It's an F-bomb."
He's like,
Babu
"You've
Frick."
just been fricked."
Yeah, exactly.
Face.
Oh yeah. According to what some people heard, he said, "I'm out." MF. Wow. I don't know if that's true though. But there you go.
I guess I have a hard time imagining them putting that in.
There's no ratings
really
in a
struggling.
TV show.
I'm like, I know there's got to be a Star Wars character whose initials are MF, and I could not think of one fast enough.
Mon Mothma.
Yeah, that's just like. Yeah, we'll think of one. We'll think of one in the meantime. Hey, Speaking of Babu Frick and swear words, I think we were talking about throwing a design based on that up on our merch store. Did we do that? Who knows? Go check it out. StarWarsMinute.com/merch will get you there. Oh, look at that. Jordan's got an awesome little Jabba face. Is that a laptop case? Yep. Awesome.
I use it. I love it.
That is so cool. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff out there. You can get as t-shirts, laptop cases, tapestries, skateboards, shower curtains, all kinds of cool stuff. Duvet covers.
Is that true?
It is true.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's all true.
I can't wait for someone to finally order one. No one's ever bitten yet, but
I'll get a duvet cover.
I dare you.
All right, now it's leggings. The leggings are awesome. Go check those out. I think we've put up a couple of designs. So some of them require special added work. So not all the designs that we have up are available in like backpack or shoes, but some of them are. Check it out. StarWarsMinute.com/merch. Go check it out. Buy stuff. Send us pictures of you wearing our stuff. We'll retweet it or whatever you do now. Rething it. And we'll hopefully meet you back here tomorrow for a brand new Star Wars Minute.
Star Wars Minute.
Star Wars Minute.